get the car pulled in, and start on the interior. Well, alright guys, we have my dad's car here in the garage. We're going to go ahead and get started on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it in this video. We're going to see what we can do. So we're going to install some new carpet, re-dye some things, put a new shifter boot in the car, just kind of clean everything up. It's not going to be a complete overhaul, if you will, but we are going to try to make this thing look a lot better. But as you can see, the carpet is completely faded out in the car. The armrest is like almost brown, it's so dark, and the console just needs to be touched up a little bit. We are not going to do a full respray in the car as far as the dye goes. What I'm going to do is actually just kind of blend everything in, because this would be a major ordeal to take everything out, like the dash, the rear panels and all that, and really do this. So what we're going to do is a simple blend, just to show you guys that it can be done pretty simply, and it's going to make the car look a lot better. So he's got to get a headliner. We actually have to replace the roof of this car. It's actually in really bad shape, so I think what we're going to do is take the roof out of just a non-sunroof car, and we're going to weld it all in and put him a regular headliner in without the sunroof. For right now, we're just going to focus down here on this area. Most of you guys know how to get the carpet out, how to take your seats out, console and all that stuff. But what I am going to focus on is the tips and the tricks that I've learned through the years of how to just blend everything and make everything look seamless. That's what we're actually trying to accomplish today. It's more about the dyeing process than anything. It's about taking the time and knowing where to spray and what to spray to make this thing look good. Here's everything that we have to install in the car. We have a new shifter bezel. We have the shifter boot. This is really nice. That'll clean the car up real good. A new boot down here just to kind of quieten everything up. Obviously new floor mats here. These don't have a logo in them, they're just regular floor mat, and just a clutch pad or brake pad, whichever. LEDs for the dash, and we have LEDs for the headlights, and we have the carpet. Oh yeah, we have the interior dye that we're going to use for this particular car. This is the Napa red. Like I said before, I know it looks like it won't match, but it really does. It matches pretty good. You can see that right there. I just buy this from the local paint store that I use. But anyway guys, that's what we got, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So now that we've got the seats out of the car, just so in case any of you guys wondered, this will be your fuel pump relay right here for the car, and they do go out. As a matter of fact, the red Cobra that come over, him and his dad had the GT, the red GT. His just went out on him, and they replaced it today, and the car is back up and running. But that was the problem. It would get hot and it would just quit working. So all this needs to come out so that you can get the carpet out, take out your door seals, your kick panels. This stuff back here, you can just kind of like pull it out a little bit, take the back seat out. Not a big deal. Really the hardest part is just taking out the console.
So next you're going to want to take your T50 and loosen this shit.
Next you're going to take off your seat belts, and that is just so that you can get the carpet out. Anyway, we'll go ahead, we'll take the seat belts out, then I'll start working on the console. Next you're going to want to take the bolts out of the console, out of the armrest. They're 8mm. The armrest just picks up, slides back. Now you're going to have 2 screws here, and then 2 screws up there. We've got everything out of the car, so now the only thing left to do is to pull the carpet up. Just start pulling, so you want to start from the top, and a lot of times the carpet will tear on you. That's okay. Believe it or not, carpet is not as easy to get out as a lot of people think. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and snatch this carpet out, because like I said, it takes a little bit of time to get it all out, and then we'll see what we have. Now for the fun part. Now I cheat a little bit whenever I do these. I actually make a slit all the way down. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to do that. You do it the way that you want to. Really, you need the old carpet as a template, but that carpet was so nasty and so dirty, and it was wet from the sunroof leaking. I really didn't want to put it on top and make a template, so I'm kind of doing this by feel, I guess you could say here. What I like to do is, once I get one side in, like I'll go ahead and tuck the carpet over to this side and then just put a couple self-tapping little sheet metal screws in. That way I know when I'm in here kind of shifting the carpet around, it's not going to move too much. We also have to do some dyeing. Now the weather is not very good for spraying any type of paint. When the humidity's up like this, you really don't want to paint because it'll cause it to get real dry looking. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and scuff the console up and get the console put back in the car. That way we can kind of adjust around it. After you scuff everything, especially if it's really dirty, go ahead and kind of saturate everything with some alcohol. Let that sit for a minute, then come back with the dry microfiber. Clean it all off. Okay, we're gonna try this even with the weather like it is with the humidity high. We are going to have to finish this up tomorrow. The humidity is just crazy out here right now, so that means I can't spray anything. The console that I sprayed actually looks pink. Hopefully it's not humid tomorrow so that we can paint this stuff. Let's go ahead and get these LEDs installed in my dad's car. I know a lot of guys have complained about the installation of these. My installation on my car was very, very straightforward, but I think there's a reason for that, and I'll show you right here. This locking ring seems to be everyone's problem. The rings that I ordered for my car, and I was unaware of it, are a lot shorter. They're like a quarter of the size of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this ring and we're going to cut this ring down, and I'll show you just how easy it is once you do that. We'll just take a hacksaw and get after it here. So this is what we're left with, a very short and uneven ring. To get this ring on, the way I recommend doing it is like this. This particular ring right here comes off the light, and then all you do is put the locking ring on first with your nubs out the outside, and then you're just going to put your inner ring back on, lock it all back down. And what that's going to do is trap that ring on the light. Now all you should have to do is put the light in, find out where it locks and sits flush, and there you go, guys. The light is in and locked down. I do apologize to you guys because I was unaware of that issue, because like I said, the ones that I bought for my car are actually really short anyway, and it was just luck of the draw for me, so I was unaware that the factory ones are so much longer. Well, all right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on. Let's see what they look like. As you can see, they are extremely bright. And I'll get some more video for you guys once we get the car done and we're able to kind of back it all out and look. But I was gonna clean up my dad's console. I think I'm gonna give my dad this one. So this is the one that I had in my car before I got the LMR piece. So it's in pretty good shape. What we're gonna do is go ahead and spray this thing, but I'm not gonna spray it with the Napa red because I only have one can of that. So what we're gonna do is come in with this red, which is a lot brighter, and we're just going to kind of get some red on it as a first coat, and then what we'll do is come back with the Napa red and kind of finish it all off. Well, just like that, we now have a red center console piece, and it's still too humid out here tonight to really lay a final coat. So probably what I'm going to do is let this go ahead and just dry it for the night, and come back out here tomorrow and spray this with the Napa red so that we can go ahead and get it installed in the car. All right, so next up is the armrest, and as you guys can see, it is severely discolored. So we're going to really saturate this thing down because it's got years of oil and grease and stuff like that on it, and we're just going to take a Scotch-Brite pad and really rub this thing in. Now this needs a new top, Obviously you can see that it's kind of bowed up, but that's okay. We're going to work with what we've got right now, and you can see all of that dead material just coming off the top. It turns gray. So I'm going to scrub this down really good, and we're going to give it a light coat tonight of the Napa Red. So everything will have to be resprayed tomorrow, but it'll just have to be resprayed with one light coat. Tonight will work good to go ahead and get the base coat on it. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a couple light coats on this just to start to kind of blend it all in. Obviously the top piece needs the most, but we do have to get some down. Remember, we are basically blending is all we're doing. We're not trying to do a complete respray on everything, every panel, take it out and put 2 or 3 coats on it. That's not what we're doing. We're just basically trying to blend all the colors in together so that whenever they're in the car, it looks nice. You can already see this is starting to match a little better. And there you go. You can see that it, for the most part, matches already, and that would be perfectly fine to go ahead and put in the car. But what we're going to do is let this dry down tonight, because I'll show you guys what's happening. And don't freak out whenever I show you this, but this is what happens when you spray in the humidity. See, it turns pink. So whatever you're spraying is pretty much going to turn a really white pasty color, but that's okay. So we're going to come back out here tomorrow. Hopefully the humidity won't be too bad. We're going to go ahead and spray this, and you're going to get that nice rich color. You can see the difference between the two, and this one's already starting to get kind of pasty. So I want to show you guys exactly what you've got to do to get your weather stripping off the car if you've never done it before. It's actually quite easy, and you don't have to remove all the panels in the car. So what you're going to want to do is remove your door seal here across the bottom, obviously. Pull out your kick panel, loosen your screws out of your pillar right here so you can get some movement. Pop this piece off back here. You want to remove your seat belt, which is the T50, and then you have a screw right about here, a screw here, and a screw there. That's it, guys. That's all you got to do. Give yourself some room to work and just grab everything and pull it off. That's it. Well, all right, we're going to go ahead and put this back in. We're going to start right here, and obviously you want the cushy part on the outside. You want to always push back in the direction that you came from. And what this does is just ensure that you don't have everything too tight, because once you get up around these corners, you have to really make sure that you don't have any slack. Okay, so when you get down here and you meet up with the other molding, the other end of the molding, you want to actually cut a good bit extra. So you want to cut at least 1/4 of an inch extra. I usually go about 1/2 inch or so. Start your cut, and once you do, just kind of bend it back. And there are strips of metal in there, but you're just going to go in between them, so it's not that big of a deal. See how that's too long now? But that's okay. All we're going to do is give ourselves a little bit of slack. We're going to put a bow in it like that, and then just work that bow back. And there it is. I want to go ahead, put this side together, and I'm going to be honest with you, that is definitely going to be it tonight. I will pick back up with you guys tomorrow. You guys won't see it, but I've probably said that 10 times in this video already. But I just keep coming back out here and finishing up. See you guys tomorrow. What a difference a day makes, guys. Look at this. I went ahead and shot some more dye on everything just to see if it was going to work. Looks like everything turned out really nice. So that's the difference between humidity and less humidity. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of come in and start touching up some things. Now, like I said, we're not going to take the dash out of the car. That's just going to be too much work, and the dash is really in pretty good shape. What we need to do is just kind of blend everything in. So I'm going to show you some tips and some tricks that I use to do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you like a quick way if you're trying to just kind of blend in a couple spots. Obviously, tape off whatever area you're not going to spray. It's just like doing anything else, but this is a little more forgiving because remember, this is dye and it's very, very thin, so it doesn't really cover very good. which is a benefit to us because all we want to do is just mist a little color on this. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. There again, we are not trying to completely cover everything with this car. What we are doing here is an actual blend. That's it. So there's a light blend here, and that makes that look a lot better. So what we're going to do is just kind of work our way down doing stuff like that. Is come in like this and lightly mist everything. So we'll just use it as a backer there. And that is all that we will be doing to that. Then we'll just kind of move on. Once I finish this up, I will show you guys what the interior looks like. I was going to show you guys how I add the white highlights back to everything, and honestly I just use a small zip tie or a toothpick or anything like that, and all you want to do is just dab the end of it and just come in and just touch around the corners. So you obviously could use a paint pen or something like that. I don't have one on hand, so just going to improvise. So there you go. Most of the time I just use a diluted like Grease Lightning or Mean Green, and just spray it on the seats and wipe it off. That works pretty good for light surface dirt, but you know, if you've had Coke spilled over the years and this stuff has just been sitting, you're gonna have to go to some type of a steam cleaner or just a shampooer. I'll go over here and show you exactly how much dirt are in these seats. Everybody likes to see this. I figured I'd pull the car out and give you one final kind of walk around of it. So the interior color matched up really good. There is one spot that I have to redo. That is on the console there. It's still a little pinkish, so I guess the humidity kind of got to it. But overall, the seats are shampooed. They're just kind of drying out right now. The back seat's been shampooed, so it's soaking wet. I had to really pour it to it, but you can see the armrest come out real nice. You know, and there again, you know, it's not a perfect job. It's not meant to be. What it was meant to do was just kind of bring this thing back to life and make it fun to drive again and make it nice. If you don't enjoy driving your cars, then you're probably not going to want to drive them, right? So it kind of makes sense. And that's kind of where the car was with my dad. He was just kind of disgusted with everything about it, the way that it ran, the interior. So we're slowly but surely getting this thing back up to where it needs to be. Now we do have to put a whole new roof on the car, but that's a separate issue, and that's what he does, his body work. So no big deal there. Still a little bit of water in there from the shampooer, but everything still needs to be kind of armor-all down and whatnot, but I'm very impressed with it. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It's coming out real nice. The carpet still has to be kind of messed with and finagled around. It looks real good. I hope you guys learned a little something on this video. I'm not a master of anything, but you know, I do dabble in a lot, so I hope that maybe there was at least a tip or two in here that helped you out. Either way, as always, thanks for watching. It is pitch black out here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn these LEDs on for you guys so that you can see them, see what they look like. These LEDs are just great. You know, they're 26 bucks, and look what you get. I mean, they light everything up. So I just want to give you guys an update just to show you how bright they are. And these are actually dingy headlights too, so the headlights really need to be replaced. The lenses do anyway, and they're still projecting through that dinginess like a champ. Well, alright guys, that's going to wrap the video up.